When you see a mosque, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Do you admire the architecture? Are you curious of Islam's real teachings? Or maybe you're fearful of what is happening inside behind closed doors. Stay with us as we take you behind the scenes and introduce you to the local Ahmadi Muslim community in the city of Philadelphia, based at the recently inaugurated Bait-ul-Aafiyat Mosque on West Glenwood Avenue.
We have the example of the Prophet Messiah, salam, and it's working. It really, really works.
The two speeches, historic speeches that Hazrat Khalifatul Masih delivered at this mosque when he came, both the inauguration and the Friday sermon, are the script that we are trying to follow.
In all respects, dialogue is crucial to breaking down barriers and increasing mutual understanding and knowledge.
But because this was the Khalifa and the Khalifa's coming, things began to fall into place.
Your role really is very important because you're the only one on the committee that really speaks for the Muslim community in North Philadelphia.
One of the things that I really appreciated being able to take advantage of was being able to come and pray Fajr here at the mosque.
My mom is from Gambia, leading us in the prayer. I'm from North Philadelphia, and it's a brother next to me that's from Pakistan, and it's another brother from Nigeria, and we're shoulder to shoulder together.
The city of Philadelphia is home to 1.5 million people, the majority of whom are African American. This African American community is the fourth largest in the United States, and the religion of Islam is deeply rooted in the city's history.
Philadelphia in itself is a very historic city. It's the biggest city in the state of Pennsylvania. And as far as the history of the United States is concerned, it's where the Declaration of Independence and also the Constitution was signed in the City Hall. It is also where the Liberty Bell is, the bell that was rung to celebrate the independence of the United States of America. And as far as the Jamaat is concerned, this is also the birthplace of Ahmadiyat in the United States, because this is where the first missionary, Hazrat Mufti Muhammad Sadiq Sahib radiallahu anhu, was sent as a missionary to the United States of America to establish the Jamaat. And Philadelphia was the city where he first landed in when he arrived at this country. So this also serves as not only the birthplace of the United States of America, but also the birthplace of Islam Ahmadiyyat in this country.
Abdullah Dibba is a missionary of the Ahmadi Muslim community. Originally from the Gambia, he has been serving in Philadelphia for the last 3 years at the Bait-ul-Aafiyat Mosque.
Those companions could have sat at home and prayed and did dua, did tahajjud. If that's what it takes, if it just takes asking Allah and miracles will happen, they could have done that much better than us. But they showed up in their numbers, in large numbers. Every single time that the azan was called, they left whatever it is that they were doing, and they showed up. So even today, the membership, as far as African Americans is concerned, is still very strong. We have pioneer members and their families, and interestingly, even today, majority of the new members that are accepting Islam Ahmadiyyat coming into the community are also of African American origin.
Despite being one of the first established American cities, Philadelphia struggles with one of the country's highest poverty rates, high crime rates, a declining real estate market, and an unemployment rate above the nation's average.
Here they come. Here they come. That's a low number, man. They usually be 50, 60 deep. Wow.
Rafiq Ahmed Friend has been a member of the Ahmadi Muslim community in Philadelphia for nearly 3 decades. As an African American, Brother Rafiq has seen the effects of systematic racism on black communities across the country.
There was tons of these communities all over. It wasn't Tulsa. It was in New York, it was in the Carolinas, it was in Florida. Black people were flourishing and doing well. These stories are unheard of. You don't hear about them. See, and that's hurtful too. Because it's like, oh, we never did nothing. Oh, we're just lazy. Oh, we just want to do all the wrong things. No, we were really empowering ourselves, and people took that away from us.
I got to a point where I needed more, and I wasn't getting it from these other places, because it was just, it's like, you get to a certain point of understanding, okay, here's Islam, is, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and, and then is there any more to this? And then there's this revelation that there's this Messiah that's now sorting all this confusion out. And so, to have that ability to go and develop in that small, it's just like a small, like it was almost like, I think about it, it was almost like being in the womb. I'm growing spiritually, I'm developing, I'm new. I'm just a nukta, you know what I mean? I'm not nothing. When I joined the mosque, I had nothing, literally. I had no job, I had no money, I had nothing, I had no bank account. I was very fortunate to meet my Khadija, my wife, because she was in a much stronger position in life for me, and she just embraced me from the beginning.
And so until I found Ahmadiyat, I found my purpose, and I'm like, alhamdulillah, I finally found it. Now I know why I'm here. Now I know my beginning and my end, what I'm striving for, because it didn't make sense that I would just be here just to live life and it's all over,
Some of the members that stand out and are known pretty much worldwide are the likes of Rashid Saab American, who was the first missionary from the United States Jamaat, an African American. He was closely attached to the Philadelphia Jamaat, as well as Munir Hamid Sahib, who served as Naib Amir of the United States, was also from Philadelphia Jamaat, pioneer members who passed away. And currently we have members like Rafiq Friend Saab, Yahya Muhammad Sahib, who have been known in Qadian and in England and around the world. So we celebrate, some of those members, but also new members, young guys as young as the age of 16, 17 to 20, people who are newly married. As soon as they come into the Ahmadi Muslim community, like Jaheem Bell Thomas, have also, joined the community and are helping grow and making this Jamaat more diverse and interesting.
Yeah, personally in my life, we grew up Jehovah's Witness. For people that don't know that this is a sect in Christianity that believes in their theology, they believe that Jehovah is God and Jesus is God's son. So I grew up in that background, Jehovah's Witness.
The negative portrayal of Islam in the media actually sparked Jaheem's interest in finding out more about the faith.
Like, I knew about it from terrorism, and I knew about Nation of Islam. So I was always fascinated in why they do these things. So them being Muslim, I had to research Islam, study Islam, and I knew the religion wasn't bad because I knew my religion, or religions I know weren't bad. So by me studying it, I started studying, and who was this Muhammad, peace be upon him? What did Islam say about Jesus? And that's how I came to Islam, to the knowledge of all the bad I was seeing. It actually brought me to the good, alhamdulillah.
In Philadelphia, of all the years that Islam has been here, a lot of Muslims in this country, but there was no purpose-built mosque from ground up. And the Jamaat took that initiative to bring that blessing to the city.
The foundations of the Bait-ul-Aafiyat Mosque were laid in 2013, and over the next few years, members of the Ahmadiyya community sacrificed their wealth for this noble cause.
I have to take a train to school, high school. So the train is the direct same street the mosque is being built on. Before the mosque was there was nothing. It was just dirt and nothing, gravel, sand. And then all of a sudden we start seeing things getting built. Then we start to figure out it was a mosque being built there.
Over the years, the mosque took shape and was completed in 2018, transforming the local neighborhood in the heart of this vibrant city.
So I think that this is a wonderful location because it's very accessible to people, regardless of where they're located in Philadelphia, they can get to it. So if they're coming from the northeast, if they're coming from outside of Philadelphia, it's a very central location that is accessible from public transportation as well as, cars.
The official inauguration of the mosque was scheduled for October 2018 to be graced by the presence of His Holiness Mirza Masroor Ahmad, may Allah be his helper, the Khalifa and worldwide head of the Ahmadi Muslim community.
It really became for me the great announcement. Philly, you don't know. You think the Pope was great? Oh, you don't know the Khalifa. Hazur is coming, right? I really built it. I mean, I'm talking to police commissioners, I'm talking to everybody. I'm walking in offices. I just literally open the door, just walk in and say, hey, I'm here to invite you, the Khalifa's coming.
The Khalifa is the spiritual leader of Ahmadi Muslims across the world, and through his visits and written correspondence, Ahmadis the world over maintain a unique relationship with him.
Literally, when you write a letter and the answer comes back, you be like, wow, wait a minute. He really answered my letter. Like, there's millions of Ahmadis, and he took time to make sure that this letter gets answered. Oh my goodness.
And Huzur's presence, Huzur's coming here, from the mayor of the city to elected officials to individuals and private sectors, everybody was very excited about the coming of the global head of the Ahmadi Muslim community to inaugurate the first and the biggest purpose-built mosque in the city of Philadelphia, which stood out to be very historic.
I think that God sent this mosque to this neighborhood and to this city. I really do believe that the things that we're struggling with, the difficulties we struggle with, can be helped by positive people and positive role models who can show our children the right way. I'd like to take this opportunity to offer His Holiness the key to our city and welcome him. Thank you.
Thank you. I commend you not only for your message of peace, but also because of your words with deeds, including the annual blood drive that honors the memorial of 9/11 victims of helping people in the present day.
In times of grief and despair, we will always be there to wipe away the tears of our neighbors and to support and comfort them. Thus, I am sure that you will see for yourselves that where this new mosque is an added physical attraction and landmark in the city, even more significantly, it will spiritually enhance and beautify the society by spreading love and kindness across city and far beyond.
This is the first purpose-built mosque in Philadelphia. This is an amazing achievement and accomplishment. And here especially, it's a recognition of the unique value that the Muslim community brings.
I just hope that his message can be spread more throughout this country so that people can understand, and other countries, so that people can get a better understanding of what Islam and the beauty of Islam is.
But another unique guideline that Hazrat Khalifatul Masih gave when he inaugurated this mosque is the role that we should play as local members of the Philadelphia Jamaat in serving the community, in being ambassadors of the Khalifa and of Islam to the city of Philadelphia. And that message stands out, and by the grace of Allah, we are able to echo that, and we're able to attract people to us and invite them to Islam Ahmadiyyat. And this mosque, as Huzur has always said in the inauguration of many mosques, building of a mosque helps to attract people and to spread the message of Islam. So this mosque of Bait-ul-Aafiyat, which was named by Huzur himself, stands as testimony to that, and we are living examples of that.
The primary purpose of a mosque is to provide a sacred space for worshippers to gather and pray collectively. Islam prescribes daily worship at set times during the day to enhance a believer's connection with Allah Almighty. The Bait-ul-Aafiyat Mosque has become a spiritual sanctuary, providing the local community a place of refuge from the materialistic pursuits of the bustling city.
In my personal life, it has been a anchor for me. It's a wonderful place that I consider to be, if not my main home, my second home. And I really feel blessed to be able to just come here and to observe my prayers and to just spend time with God and just take that time with me and him. And when you walk in, you could just feel, you just feel safe, and you know.
It helps me by knowing the only reason I'm going to the mosque is it's because of good intentions. I know when I arrive there that it will be goodness within the environment. I will learn something new, and I will experience something that's beneficial to my soul.
Azjir Warsham is one of the newest members of the Philadelphia Jamaat. Living just a few blocks away, he was inspired by what the new mosque contributed to his neighborhood.
I cut all my friends off, meaning I left all my friends behind strictly for the mosque so I can evolve as a person and continue to grow. A lot of them were atheists, or they just didn't care to think about or acknowledge God and where they would go when they pass away. So I had to take my own path and discipline myself. I don't really come from a disciplined background personally, so I feel like the mosque helps discipline me, knowing I'm coming to offer salat and it's time for prayer. And overall, it just helped benefit me.
Despite his young age, Azjir has battled through some difficult times and recently lost 2 close friends to gun violence in the city.
It hurt, however. I find hope in my heart that one day, for the people who may have killed him, or not only have killed him, but the people who suffer from the same things in the gun violence and experience the same, can one day overcome it and bring peace to the city. Sorry for looking.
He now sees Islam as a solution to the social issues he has experienced and plans to spread the positive influence of Islamic teachings to the wider community.
I believe Islam provides solutions to these problems by giving us a strict way of living, morals to go about. Today's society just falls in place of materialistic things, and Islam doesn't promote that. Islam promotes us having good intentions and good hearts by morals, and it's just saying that if I'm not mistaken, the word Islam means peace, and that's just enough itself. Because in reality, I personally think, because I know what I want in the end run is peace, and I believe everyone does.
Some challenges we may face is a sense of community, having a sense of community, as well as some of the lifestyle choices that we make. And I think Islam is a wonderful way to see that there are other ways that you can enjoy your life and live a healthy life without, destroying your body or your mind.
Hassana Allen runs a daycare center around the corner from Bait-ul-Aafiyat and believes the new mosque provides more opportunities for Ahmadi Muslims like her to preach and engage with the local community.
It was so beautiful to be able to have the daycare right around the corner from the masjid. One, for me to be able to know parents in the neighborhood, and 2, for them to be able to see what Ahmadis really are. Because, there's a lot of myths out there about us, okay? But not all of my parents say, yes, she's very Muslim, mashallah. We're actually in the center of Philadelphia. And so us being in the center, and if we drop the right seeds, the ripple effect that will go out will be just awesome.
The role that I think mosque has played in is a lot of people don't understand. I have no fear going there, and thank you because of the women there. They allowed me to be a speaker one Saturday at the women's group, which made me feel good. And we just had a good time with an open heart, and don't talk about the good food and my favorite tea.
Mrs. El Amor is a local ward leader and was very appreciative of recent outreach efforts of the Ahmadiyya community.
And again, thank you for opening your doors for the COVID testing, which was excellent. everybody that was there, the doctors and everybody that came, had a good time. All because the mosque was there with open doors to allow us to come in.
It's a pleasant thing with the mosque. I was happy when it was built. You know, we need that in this community.
Stephen Crawford is the treasurer of the local town watch and recently struggled to find a location for their meetings until the Ahmadiyya community stepped forward and invited them to hold their meetings at the mosque.
We're able to hold consistently every month what we call the town watch meeting. And from the ward head to all her team members, they've been able to enjoy this space. We've been able to establish a lot of good relationships that we believe is not only today, but it's going to be ongoing. And that is what Huzur exactly wanted from us. His words were for us to wipe the tears of our neighbors.
That's a great thing because we didn't really have a home. You know that before, you know, we was bouncing around from here to here. We started having meetings in front of people's doors and stuff like that. That's how we started out. Then when you guys came along, we were using the rec, but then that got like kind of hectic because they had things going on over there and we couldn't really have a peaceful meeting. So when you guys came and offered us, you know, and it's been great, you know, because y'all didn't have to do that. And I like that when y'all did do that, you know.
This mosque now being so grandeur, standing out, having enough space for us to hold events, has helped us to take that relationship to a bigger level, where people can now come in and see who we are. We can hold events, not only our own internal events, but we can also involve outside organizations to come and do their events, the likes of Temple University. They're right next door to us.
And what we've been able to do with support from the city, by virtue of funding, and with support from our community partners like the mosque and other faith and health-based organizations, is to be able to go into the community and provide free COVID-19 vaccines. Having the ability to come in and be part of the community and get to know what's going on and have that location is really an essential piece to what we do, and we wouldn't be able to do it without it. I'm super glad that COVID is coming to an end so we can start seeing each other in 3D again. And I'm really looking forward to what we're able to do together in the future.
We have a responsibility as believers, as Muslims, as Ahmadi Muslims, to deliver a message. And in order to deliver the message, you have to deliver the message so that people understand that this is not something that's ritualistic. It's actually transformative.
I know from experience that you cannot approach people from a I'm right, you're wrong type of perspective. So a love approach is always the best approach. And I think that's what mostly attracted me.
When I talk to these individuals, build relationships with them, friendship, go out with them, play sports with them, sit with them and answer their questions, give them books and literature, talk to them about MTA, about Huzur, people are able to see practically how Islam can be a solution in their lives.
So we try to get the brothers to come here, play ball, have fun, and then we relax, we kick back, and we offer salat, and we try to, do as much as we can to make sure it stays positive, but it stays spiritual as well.
That's what I see that this mosque brings this neighborhood. It's needed. It was the perfect place to put it, was right here in the heart. And we need that.
I appreciate you guys being here, and I want to thank you for allowing me to express myself.
I used to have like anger problems, and I used to just be running around doing the wrong things. And they always point out to me like, you don't do this no more. It's always, you don't do this no more, and I know that's a good thing. I could point out that Ahmadiyya is the reason why, honestly.
Y'all did good with that because that helped a lot of these families out around here with the food distribution and, a number of other things like what y'all did, like reaching out to certain people, giving them, mentorship with certain things.
I assure you that the Ahmadiyya Muslim community will always stand ready to support such noble efforts and to offer any help required. May Allah the Almighty enable for true peace to prevail in all cities and nations.
And the request for prayer that we're making to people all around the world is for Allah Almighty to enable us to see the fruits of the vision of the Khalifa when he came to our city, to our mosque, and to our nation, so that we'll be among those who enjoy those blessings and will be examples for the future generations as well.